Let's talk today about I am affirmations for daily success. Every day we are bombarded with negativity. We get it from the news, we get it from the media, we get it from our politicians, we get it from our relatives. Wouldn't you agree that we live in a negative world? Negative messages constantly come to us through our social interactions, through our involvement with people, and sometimes even at church. Well, folks, this can be harmful to our minds in a long run because negativity programs the mind. Well, the good news is positivity also programs the mind. So a few years back, I put together a little book called I Am Affirmations to Create Wealth. And this book has helped many people to change their thinking and change their speaking. And it's available at Amazon, Amazon.com. So go ahead and get your copy from Amazon.com. Negative messages often turn into limiting beliefs, and they hold us back from our hopes. They hold us back from our dreams. They hold us back from our vision, and could even hold you back from the purpose God has for your life. In the book of Exodus, Moses was in the wilderness because he had failed in Egypt. He had killed the Egyptians, so now he's out in the desert. He looks over at a bush and he sees this bush burning. And the interesting thing about this bush was it continued to burn and to burn and to burn and to burn. So Moses thought, I'm going to go over and check this bush out. Now, one of our Bible college teachers used to say, when you see a burning bush, don't stop. In fact, speed up, keep going, because God may call you. Because God said out of the bush, Moses, Moses. And of course, that was the calling of God to have Moses go and to set the people free from slavery, bondage, poverty, and basically from Egypt. Well, Moses said to God, when I go to Pharaoh, who am I going to say sent me? What do I say your name is? God said, I am that I am. Thus shall you say unto Pharaoh that I am has sent me unto you. All right, so when you go to your Pharaoh, you go to your negative situation, you go to the evil that is facing your life, I want you to say, I am has sent me unto thee. Okay, so why are negative messages so powerful? Negative messages often turn into limiting beliefs. A negative message can turn into a limiting belief. Now, let's make this real practical. And it took me a little while to learn this, and it may take you a while. But be careful who you share your vision with, who you share your plans with, especially if they're miraculous dreams. I guess dreams would be the biggest thing. Remember Joseph, he shared his dreams and he was thrown into a pit. Okay, now here's the reason why. I don't think you have to worry too much about being thrown into a pit. I haven't seen a pit lately. All right. Some people say, I need to make a pit stop. You know what a pit stop is, right? That's called going to the bathroom. Okay, little humor, very little, I know. But when you share your dream with negative people, they start speaking negative words about it. They started saying things like this to Joseph. What do you think you are? You think you're better than the rest of us? Well, even his dad said, what is this dream that you have dreamed? Shall I and your mother and your brothers come and bow down to you? Come on, boy, what are you smoking or what are you drinking? You must be messing with something, fooling with that stuff. Well, Joseph was eventually, of course, delivered, and they meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. But he shared his I am with the wrong people. All right. And they even said about him, let's go and throw this dreamer into this pit, or let's kill him and then we'll see what will become of his dreams. They wanted to kill him, but one brother stopped him. So limiting beliefs impose on us unwanted limitations. Affirmation helps us to bypass the negative mindset and to shift towards positivity and optimism. And I'm sharing principles directly from my book, I Am Affirmations to Create Wealth. You know, much of my audience is Christian, and not all of them are. I have all kinds of people that listen and view, and I'm sometimes surprised at who's watching and listening. I thought, boy, they're still listening. I'm not calling anybody a heathen, but anyway, we're just endeavoring to be ourselves here and share the truth. But Jesus said, you can have what you say. He even said you can speak to a mountain and tell it to be removed. So Jesus taught positive affirmations. What's negative about speaking to a mountain? Whosoever shall say. Jesus said you can even speak to a sycamine tree and tell it to be plucked up. Now, a sycamine tree is something you're sick of. You say, I'm sick of my this, I'm sick of my that, I'm sick of my old. Well, let's speak to the sycamines in your life with the power of I Am. So again, we put together this book, I Am, Affirmations to Create Wealth. Yeah, you sure are holding it up a lot. Yes, go to Amazon and get your copy now, because you must change your words to change your world. We are studying I Am Affirmations for Daily Success, and we're talking about primarily the power of words. Now let's talk about the law of attraction and the fact that affirmations attract. Now, stay with me as I talk about this, because I believe that God wants to take you to the next level. But you will never go to the next level with your present level of thinking. One great man said years ago, as I paraphrase, we can never be delivered from the problems we have by thinking the thoughts we thought that created the problems. Meaning, if your present thinking has put you into the situation, be it poverty, be it fear, be it lack, be it sickness or disease, why not change your thinking so that you can change your life? See, many people struggle up here and they never go to work on their mind. And I learned years ago, as goes the mind, so goes the life. The book of Romans, Paul even said, to be carnally minded is death. To be spiritually minded is life and peace. So it's all about what's going on in your mind. So the law of attraction says this: what you think about, you bring about. Say after me, what I think about, I bring about. Say it again, what I think about, I bring about. So what are you thinking about? Cheers. If that is true, and it is, we need to understand three powerful things about affirmations attracting. Number one, what you attract into your life is highly dependent on what you think about most of the time. What you attract into your life is highly dependent on what you think about most of the time. This is why we say birds of a feather flock together. Now, when I first heard that, I thought, we're not dealing with birds here, we're dealing with thoughts. Well, imagine the thoughts are like birds. You got negative birds, you've got positive birds. Well, the positive birds are going to flock together, and so are the negative. So in your mind, as you think positive thoughts, you attract more positive thoughts. Point number two, positivity attracts more positive outcomes. When you're a positive person, you will attract more positive outcomes. I'm persuaded a lot of negativity happens just because people were thinking about it. Have you ever seen someone that's just thinking negative, talking negative, and stuff's just happening around them all the time, and they go around saying, I'm just like old Job? Well, if you're like Job, you're going to get blessed twice as much as you had. You need to read the end of Job. The third thought is your thoughts and words are declarations of your I am. So when you think a thought and you verbalize that, you are declaring your I am. And remember, I am are the two most powerful words you can utter, because whatever you say after I am, you form, you shape, you create, you manifest in your life. You want to know how to manifest? Everybody wants to know, how do you manifest stuff? By thinking thoughts and speaking words. Now let's talk a little bit about the subconscious mind. There are three levels of the mind. First of all, there is the conscious mind, the thinking mind, the I am going to eat breakfast mind, the I am going to work out mind, the everyday I need to put gas in my car, just conscious thinking. We all operate in conscious thought. But then there's the subconscious mind, which is below the level of the mind. And I like to imagine the subconscious as your innermost being. Now, there's also the superconscious mind, of which we cannot discuss right now because a lot of folks aren't ready to hear about the superconscious mind. I believe that's the realm of God, the realm of limitless possibilities. But we are training our conscious mind. This is why Romans chapter 12, verse 2 says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You could be saying the renewing of your conscious mind. Why? Because consciousness has the power to attract. If you have a poverty consciousness, you will attract poverty. If you have prosperity consciousness, you will attract prosperity. If you have a sickness consciousness, you're going to attract sickness. If you have a health consciousness, you will be more healthy. If you have a poor consciousness, you will be po, P-O. One guy said we couldn't afford the other O-R, so we were po, not poor. But po consciousness equals po, or poor living. Well, how do you train the subconscious mind? What do you do if things, because the subconscious mind, here's how it works. The subconscious mind doesn't know whether something is real or not. It just goes on what you think and say. This is why man is a limitless being. This is why all things are possible to the believing one. This is why you can be a billionaire, not just a millionaire, but a billionaire if you believe it, because the subconscious mind accepts whatever you believe. The subconscious mind is like God. Selah. Now, I'm not sacrilegious. I'm not defaming God. But the subconscious mind is the spirit of man. And whatever you program into your spirit will produce. It's kind of like the soil. Whatever you plant, you're going to harvest. If you plant tomatoes, you ain't going to get cucumbers. Okay? So if you plant prosperity, you plant right thinking, you can think and grow rich because consciousness attracts. In fact, a prosperity consciousness is the key to your prosperity. Now, we said in the beginning of this teaching that we're bombarded with negativity, and yeah, we are, because the enemy wants you to attract poverty, attract failure, attract sickness. This is why teaching like this is so important, not just because I'm doing it, but we are programming the mind. So the subconscious mind, simply said, just goes to work on bringing to pass whatever you think and say. So what you think about, you bring about, because thoughts are things and energy flows where attention goes. Meaning whatever you are thinking and speaking is going to come to pass in your life. Now, make some affirmations after me. Let's get you practicing this. And I want many of you to become students of this. See, what you need to do is make this a way of thinking, a way of life, not just we stumble into Bernard once in a while on a Sunday morning. No, you're going to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday work on programming your mind. And it doesn't take all day long reading the Bible. I'm just talking about a way of thinking that's prosperous. So let's get you jump started. Say this after me. I am acting in alignment with my life's purpose. I am acting in alignment with my life purpose. Now say, I am on my life's marvelous journey, enjoying where I am now. Notice the words I am. Now say this, I am changing my thoughts images and behaviors to produce happiness. I am changing my thoughts, images, and behavior to produce happiness. Happiness, I wrote a book, Happiness is BS. Happiness is belief systems. Happiness is a result of what you believe in your heart and what you speak with your mouth, just like the rest of the plan works. You can have what you say. So we emphasized the importance of using positive affirmations to get positive results, and the fact that negative affirmations produce negative results, and negative affirmations come from negative thinking, because what you think about, you will eventually talk about. We talked about the power of affirmations and the very fact that Jesus himself taught us you can have what you say. And we led you in several affirmations to get you jump started. Now, I want you to go to Amazon.com and get this book, I Am Affirmations to Create Wealth. And it's roughly 120 pages, and it's got workshops. It has an appendix with over 50 different affirmations for prosperity. And I kind of coach you through making positive affirmations to train you to become an I am person. Remember, the words I am are the two most powerful words you can utter, because whatever you say after I am, you create, you form, you shape in your life. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Visit us on the World Wide Web at prevailingwordnow.com. And if you're inspired to help us, go ahead and make a rich donation. Million is spelled MILLION. All right. Any donation you give is appreciated. If you want to give by mail, it is P.O. Box 724, Swanee, Georgia, 30024. Thank you so much again for your prayers and your financial support. Finally, I want you to go to Prevailing Word Pavilion on YouTube and subscribe. And there you will never miss a beat. You will never miss a video, because once you subscribe, you are notified on our new videos, which we are producing daily with the shorts and all, just to keep people inspired. Folks, we live in a negative, challenging time, a time the Bible calls the last days. But I like to say, read the back of the book, we win. My prayer for you, as always, is real simple. May God expand your life until your destiny is fulfilled. I'll see you next week.
He'll remind you, I know the plans I have for you, to bring you peace with an expected end, unexpected end for you. No eye has seen or ear has heard the joy in store for your expected end, your expected